Hey YouTube, it's Patrick from Mid-10 Outdoors. I've got some pistols laid out here. I'm not going to fondle them much because this one and this one are loaded for sure. I think, I'll tell you what, I can take the magazines out of these two. So there's nothing in the chamber of this one. So you know that. This one is loaded, so I'm not going to fondle with it very much. And this one's is unloaded now. As you can see, it's unloaded. Got an email from a good friend of mine, Scouts, and it's kind of funny. Basically, what he was saying was he was wanting he wants his wife to get a gun, get a handgun for personal protection, which totally understand. I agree with him 100%. I mean, if she feels like she needs protection, there we go. So, and of course, he had a small list of handguns. He says, what do you think would be the best? And this is how I answered his question. I said, what would be the best is what she can shoot. Now, I followed up with that with saying there's so many guns out there on the market today, so many different features, and with her being a beginner, don't get one that's loaded with a bunch of features. Now, I said, and there's so many versions of guns too. For instance, you take this revolver. It's a double action, single action revolver. You can click it back, single action, bam, it's gone. Or you can leave the hammer forward and pull the trigger, and you got the full drag of the trigger of the hammer going back and everything. For instance, the Glock. We know how the Glocks work. Rack slide. It's ready to go. The Burst of Thunder. Now, it's a different critter altogether. It does have where you can cock the hammer back, and it's a single action. Of course, right now it's magazine disconnect, so it won't fire, but then you have single action. Or you can, with the magazine in it, pull it back and have double action, so if you have one in the pipe. The SIG, there again, unloaded, nothing in it. The SIG P250, it's a double action all the time. So you can have one in the chamber and it doesn't matter, it's ready to go. But what I told him, and he says, well, what do you think between 38 special and 9mm or 380? And I said, what can she shoot? Is my next question. And then what I proceeded to tell him, and I proceed to tell everybody, and it's kind of scary that people are coming to me and asking me firearm questions, because I do not consider myself a firearm expert whatsoever. I consider myself very much a novice, but at the same time it feels kind of good somebody's coming to me and saying, hey, what do you think? And I flat out told him, I said, Greg, you don't know his last name so it doesn't matter, and I may be just using a name out there in the world. I said, the best thing for you to do, and I said, I'd be willing to go with you, and the best thing to me is go to a range that allows you to rent guns and start her out light. And when I say start her out light, if you have to start her out with a 22, start her out with a 22, and then work your way up. See what she can handle. Now, I'll give you, for instance, this particular woman. I love her dearly. She's a good friend of my son. She's a good friend to me. Super all nice round girl or woman. I say that she's darn near my mother's age. So I have to take that in consideration. With her age, can she rack slide on a Glock? Can she rack a slide on a SIG? I don't know. I just don't know that. Could she rack slide on this Bursa? The Bursa's pretty tight. Can she pull the trigger on the 38? Yes, she probably could without any problems. So that's what I was telling Greg. I said, you have to take in consideration, can she pull the slide back? Can she manually operate the slide? Can she take out the, and not fumble around with it and put the magazine in? You have to take all this into consideration. I said, the best thing to do, go to the range. For instance, the indoor shooting range where I go, $10. You pay them $10 and any gun hanging on their board you can shoot. The only stipulations, you have to buy their ammo, and you don't have to buy 50 rounds every time. He's got it in 10 round increments. So, to me, that is the best way in the world to do it. And he has a gun like these hanging on that wall. He may have a Glock 19. He may have a Glock 23. He has a Burst of Thunder hanging up there. He has different kinds of revolvers hanging up there. He has a couple of SIGs hanging on the wall. So he's got the gamma. He's got 9mm. He's got 380. He's got 22. And I tell everybody, go shoot the gun and see if it's something you can handle. See if it's something you think that's something you can do. Don't put too big a gun in somebody's hands. A little side story to this was at Academy Sports one time before they got out here, and this was just right as I was getting into guns pretty heavy. Now it's more of a hobby, collection, self-protection, teaching my kids how to use them. But I'm standing in the store, and here I heard this conversation, and yes, I was eavesdropping, but it was funny at the same time because to hear the words coming out of this guy's mouth, and I thought, he doesn't have a clue or needs what he wants or needs. But his very words to the salesman is, and when the salesman asked, what are you looking for? His words were, whatever makes the loudest bang. Well, that makes sense. So, if this guy can handle a 500 Magnum or a 454 Casual, then more power to him. But I can't see carrying something like that every day. So anyway, my advice to people is go to the range, go shoot the guns. If you don't want to go to the range, you don't feel like going and paying the money, then find a friend that may have multiple calibers and see what it's like shooting guns. Now, I can't say this Glock 19 is going to shoot as good as this 38, this Ross 38. I can't say that this 380 is going to shoot any smoother than this 38. Vice versa. I can't say this hadn't got a little more hammer to it than this does. Because to hear my son talk, this gun recoils more than this gun. My opinion, they're about the same. I'm used to it. So, anyway, basically what it boils down to is this Saturday I'm going to go with him and his wife, and we're going to go to the range, and we're going to pick different guns, and he's going to pay us $10, and we're going to go back there and shoot different ones to see what she likes. That's the best thing to do, guys. Go shoot them, see what you like, see what feels good in your hands. Maybe that Glock doesn't fit her hand good. Maybe that 38 fits her hand perfect. Maybe that Bursa fits it even better. Maybe she can shoot this Bursa better, or a Walter for that matter, better than she can this. It's trial and error. Please go try and go through the errors before you buy it. Thanks, guys. Be prepared.